Hello, hello, and welcome back. This is Christine Eel with the Life Now Agency under the Miles Group. What we are going to be talking about today is how to order your supplies. All right, so let's just jump right on in. And you want to go to your back office. If you notice at the top is the address, LHLICAGENTS.com. If this is the very first time that you are going to the back office, if you notice in green in the upper right hand corners, the three lines, you want to click on that and go ahead and register for the website. The agent number is going to be the number that you received from Lincoln Heritage via your email. This is not your state number, but your agent number. You're going to use your last name, the last four digits of your social security number, and then go ahead and create a username as well as a password. Hit submit. Now, of course, I've already done that, so I'm going to go ahead and just sign in. Once again, if this is the very first time that you are logging into this back office, you will have to take a short test on the anti-laundering. All right, so just know that if it's the first time, you got one more small test, very easy, multiple choice. Just go ahead and take care of that. Now you're able to order your supplies, and of course, everything is free as long as you order under 100 of each item. Okay, so again, right there at the upper right hand corner, you're going to hit your three lines. We are going to go to agency. And if you notice, that's your group insurance information, marketing materials. Right now, we're talking about supplies. So go ahead and click on your supplies. We have your normal supplies that you would need for day-to-day business. You can order your business cards here, order your apparel, promotional items, your banners, door hangers, and inserts. Again, right now we are talking about our supplies, so let's just click on supplies. You can change the language, whether you want English or Spanish. I'm going to go ahead and keep that English. Notice your shopping cart right here in the middle of the page. It says 0 because we have not added anything to our shopping cart. As you go through the brochures, forms, and the miscellaneous, and you select an item, notice on the AM Best brochure, I put the number 1. You have to click add to cart next to it for that to go into your cart. So please do not run through this form, select all the items that you want without putting add to cart, or nothing is going to happen. So AM Best, I'm going to select one of those because I want to see the updated information. The memorial guides, I'm still going to order about 30 of those because I want to, I use those whenever I am talking to individuals that do not sign up for our benefit. I give those to those clients. The inflation brochure, I'm just going to get one. I don't really need those. That is going to show you what the rates are for cremation and burial for each state. And it shows you good, better, and best quotes. A lot of agents use those to show individuals the good, better, and best price ranges. And I just like to leave them in my folder for those clients for additional information. I kind of let them know, if they decide to move to a different state, they would kind of know, what the prices were there and if they needed to increase their benefit before they move. Your inflation brochure, just to see what's going on. Again, this inflation brochure is really nice to show what the funerals and cremations cost 10, 15 years ago to current. So it helps you whenever you are talking to an individual to help them see that every year the prices of a cremation and burial have been going up. Progress report. It's a nice little booklet. Shows you what's going on with Lincoln Heritage, what's been going on in the past, as well as what is currently going on. So I like to see the progress report on the business. Now, delivery notices. I'm going to get about 20 of these little Post-it note packets. We use these every time we go to a door and they are not home. We will leave a little note, a post-it note on the door letting them know that we were there, as well as our phone number for them to give us a call back. All right, so I added 20 of those. Add to cart. Modification list. You will receive, if you haven't already, one list in your starter kit. I am going to add 5 more because I am actively hiring, and I always like to give a packet of information to my new agents so they can get started right away. Marketing postage paid envelopes. I don't use these envelopes. Some people like to put their applications in these envelopes and mail them to Lincoln Heritage. I do not advise that because there's no tracking number, and God forbid if that mail gets lost, that is your client's whole application and check. So I do not use the marketing postage paid envelope. However, do what is recommended with your agency. All right, I don't use them. Business card form. I don't need a business card form. Again, I've been here and I already have my cards. Your supply request form. Now, I will add a couple of those. Sometimes I do not want to go to the back office and select each one of these items. I can just handwrite everything, check off on the form and fax it to Lincoln Heritage, or I can call it in and just read it off the list. It goes a lot faster. Your PA disclosure. If you are in the state of Pennsylvania, you have to have a PA disclosure with every application that you fill out. A copy is supposed to stay in the folder with your client. I'm not really sure what the suitability questionnaire is, so I'm going to request one of those. The Guarantee Association, I want one of them, as well as the 24-hour notice. I want one of those as well. And the Medi-Cal notice, because I'm not sure what that is. So I'm going to go ahead and request one of each of those items so that I know what it is also. Now, going down to our forms and brochures. The 9 things every senior needs to know is a brochure that has been marketed all over the commercials right now. I definitely want to make sure I have those booklets when I am going to a lead's house because they are going to be expecting those books. The Funeral Advantage brochure, I want those because I do leave them in a folder with my client. Again, you see the funeral cost estimate. I don't order that estimate because if you look down to the complete FCGS organizer, that FCE12 is in this complete pack, as well as this membership form. FCB12 is also in the organizer. So I'm just going to put 60 right here, add that to my cart. Now, referral pads. The Funeral Advantage referral pad, on the front of it, it has room for 3 referrals. I don't need any of these. I have a ton of them. So I am not going to order any of these referral pads. I suggest you order 2 in the beginning. Okay? Funeral Advantage lead tracker. This is also a nice tool that Lincoln Heritage came up with where you can track each one of your leads and kind of put notes on there. I use something else that I created, and it just is easier and less paper for me. So I do not get a lead tracker. However, order one of them so that you know what it is because it may work best for you and your business. The 9 facts on funeral funding. This here is an older brochure that we've had before the 9 facts booklet came out. It is nice. You can put your label on the back of this brochure and you can leave them in laundromats. You can leave them on cars. You can hand them out to people. It just gives a wealth of information, and it definitely makes people think about whether or not they have everything that they need. So I still get those also. FCGS policy envelope. I'll get about 10 of these envelopes. These envelopes are awesome because if you make a mistake on your application, when you submit that to Lincoln Heritage, they are automatically going to mail the policy to you for you to deliver it to your client. Sometimes I deliver those to the clients, but if it's just a matter because I had to scratch a name out and rewrite it and there's nothing that's different, as far as the cash amount that we talked about and what they're approved for, I will put it in one of these envelopes and mail it out, okay? And then your FCGS 10-minute video. I will get 10 of these 10-minute videos. These videos are awesome. One, you should watch it. We definitely have it on YouTube under the FCGS videos. And you'll see one for 3 minutes and one for 10 minutes. You can watch that on YouTube. However, whenever we're doing tables, it's nice to have those CDs there, and you can actually put your label with your name and phone number on the CD. So if individuals are taking that CD and they watch the video, they can call you for additional information or additional insurance. So now we are jumping down to final expense. These are the forms based on the states that you are registered for. Right now I have Indiana, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. So we can click, I'm looking at Pennsylvania right now. So in each state, they're going to have the forms that you need for the state that you select. All right. I'm going to go back up and hit Pennsylvania because that's what I want. So final expense form. I'm going to get 60 of these. You need the application, your child rider. I'm going to get 60 for my child riders. You always want to make sure that you are asking the loved one that you're sitting with if they want to add any child 17 years or under, because they can be a rider for only $2 per 5,000 worth of coverage, as well as any grandchild or stepchild. The only thing that the loved one would need in the state of Pennsylvania is the child's name and birthday. So they don't even need to have the social security number, and they do not need to have the actual parent's signature, which is awesome. So supplemental form. I do put the supplemental forms in my packets still. However, we have an authorization line that you can call in your applications. They will run that prescription check for you, and you would not need to fill out the supplemental form if it's for any policy under $20,000. However, if you wrote a $20,000 policy or more, even though you called it into the verification line, you would still need to fill out the supplemental form. So make sure you have those in your packets. Next is your payment authorization. I have a ton of these. We need to have 2 per application. One is going to be for your packet that you mail back in to Lincoln Heritage. The other payment authorization form needs to stay with the client in their folder. All right. So now your final expense rate book. I'm going to order 5 of those because, again, I am hiring. So I want to make sure that I have complete packets. And then your replacement form. I don't need any replacement forms right now. I do have a stack of them. However, if you are working in the state of Virginia as well as Ohio, those are the 2 states that I know you have to fill out a replacement form if your client has any life insurance, any other life insurance, okay? Even if you are not replacing that life insurance form, you have to fill this form out. So make sure that, again, if you're in Virginia or Ohio, that you get the replacement forms to match your packets. Now, I don't need any accidental kits because I don't write only accidental. If you have a life and health license in your state, you can actually offer only accidental to a client. So say you have a client that is not qualified for our benefit, an individual with HIV or AIDS. You could still write them up a accidental policy if you had your health license. So that's what these forms would be. So I'm clicking on Pennsylvania, and you would just select the kit for accidental. Okay. Now we're done. Let's view our cart. And here you're going to be able to see everything that you have selected. Nice and easy. If you made a mistake, you can change it here and just do an update counts. If you don't want any of it, remove all of it and it will go back to 0. So I'm just scrolling through, just making sure that I selected everything that I want. Looks great. Now I'm going to hit checkout. Now, orders were successfully submitted, and it's just going right back down to each one, showing you that they were all received to home office. All right. Tells them to allow 24 to 48 hours for home office to process that. And once they process this order, you will receive an email with a tracking number letting you know that your items are on the way. Typically, it only takes between really 4 days, 4 or 5 days in order to receive this packet. So it's not long at all. If you are completely out of your applications, you're out of everything that you need, you can go back to the 3 dots, upper right hand corner, the 3 lines, excuse me. Go down to forms. Click on policy forms. You see, these are the states that I'm able to write in: Indiana, Ohio, PA, Virginia, Florida, and Delaware is real tiny on the side. I don't know why it's not showing up there. Anyway, we're looking at Pennsylvania, so click on Pennsylvania. Here are your forms: your accidental form, your reinstatement form, authorization of payment, cash value sheet, child rider, disclosure, all the way down. Every form that you may need, you can download it and print it right from your printer. So I will just click on our final expense application just to give you an example. Beautiful. We only have a 1-page app. There's nothing else there, just 1 page. And you can just go ahead and print that out. All right. So guys, don't waste your time trying to print everything out. I mean, you can, but think about it. When you print all of your packets yourself, you are spending money on ink. You're spending money on paper. Okay. Go ahead and do your orders through Lincoln Heritage and let them take care of you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick video on how to order your supplies.